Assistant. Cool. Welcome to the Behind Them Sticks podcast, brought to you by TSWS Gaming.
Come and talk to me, Lennard Ray. That's
Come
your
on.
name. Come and talk to me. I just wanna have a conversation. No, I'm not your type of baby. Listen, I'm just saying we can rule the world, just me and you. If you could play it, won't you take a chance with me and have that conversation? I just wanna have that conversation with you. Come and talk to me. I just wanna have that conversation with you. Look, see we vibing and you know it's true. Baby, what it do? Do for me and I'ma do for you. No doubt about it, boo. See, I'm a Midwest king, looking for myself a queen. Ready to chase a dream with a dope self-esteem. You find it in all I know, and that's for real. You get to shaking that ass on the floor, and I see what's real. No disrespect, I just tell it like it is. Do you ever want some kids? What your ultimate goals? Maybe I can help with those. The mo was broke when he made you a blessing. You looking like a whole buffet, and I need some seconds. You say you had promiscuous ways, that was back in the day. I'll be alive, I say I did it. That shit was a phase. So baby, take this journey with me. You can pick the time and place, this nigga isn't picky. Smile on your face, I know the deal. Sign and deliver after seal. I can see it in her eyes, this one right here for real. I just wanna have a conversation. No, I'm not your type of baby. Listen, I'm just saying we can rule the world, just me and you. If you could play it, won't you take the chance with me and have that conversation? I just wanna have that conversation with you. Come and talk, yeah. I just wanna have that conversation with you. Lady, you so far ahead of these others, just like a ship on the horizon. Picking up on your vibe, signal stronger than Verizon. All the thoughts that I've been contemplating, ain't no time for faking or debating. You the one, ain't no mistaking. Look, I see you swag different. Always carry yourself like you ready, you know the mission. I had to know you, I'm tempted. I can see why you timid. Hold up now, baby, listen. Just take that dance with me. I can show you that there's a difference. I'm locked in. I throw away my playaways because you pop in. A shooter always shoot a shot. With you by my side, I guarantee we'll reach the top. I put that on God and then I'll give you all that I got. So baby, take this journey with me. You can pick the time and place, this nigga isn't picky. Smile on your face, I know the deal. Sign and deliver after seal. I can see it in her eyes, this one right here for real. I just wanna have a conversation. No, I'm not your type of baby. Listen, I'm just saying we can rule the world, just me and you. If you could play it, won't you take the chance with me and have that conversation? I just wanna have that conversation with you. Come and talk, yeah. I just wanna have that conversation with you. Come and talk to me.
Welcome. All right. Let me check my mic. Yes, it is good. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another fantastic episode of Behind Them Sticks with your boy Ham Solo 05 Gaming on the TSWS channel on YouTube. Thank you so much to those of you out in the East Coast that showed up this late. I know it's getting up there in time. It's about 11 o'clock out there, but homegirl in the Pacific time needed to handle some business early in the day. So I made my adjustments and here we are. And I'm happy to bring you. And I think this name is hilarious. It's ItsMadQueen. What up, girl? How you doing?
Thank you. Good. I'm chilling. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for making the adjustments. I already know how it is, my East Coasters. Thank y'all for staying up with us, and I'm excited to be here.
Absolutely. Well, before we get into all the wild questions and whatnot, I'd like you to go on ahead and shamelessly plug yourself. Let everybody know where they can find you, social media wise, gaming wise, whatever wise, however you, whatever you feel comfortable laying out for people, some tracks.
That's what I was waiting for. I'm just kidding. I'm ItsMadQueen on pretty much all platforms. You can find me on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, and even Facebook, even though I'm not very active there. And I'm also it's Mad Queen on most gaming platforms, whether that's Xbox, PlayStation Network, or Steam. So yeah, if you want to get in some games or you just want to join the community and hit me up on one of those platforms, be sure to do so.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's what's up. And I just want to shout out the chat real quick. I appreciate y'all for rolling through. Those of you that are new and those of you that's rocked with me for quite some time, I am always appreciative. And I'm most definitely appreciative for the guests for coming on and, you know, giving me the opportunity to meet new people in the chat, including herself that's on the panel today. But chat, Lady Infamous 415, what up? She says, Mad Queen.
That's my girl right there. That's
go.
the homie right there. What's going on, lady?
Yeah, and then we got Stank Ma as well. That's my boy out. He lives out in Pittsburgh, man. East Coast, so you know he's up late right now. I appreciate it, bro. Sensei 808. Is it Nika? Do you know?
Yeah, I know. That's my Alaskan baby. Hey, girl.
Yeah, she said hi, Queen. And then
I see you. Thank you for coming through.
And then of course, Too Big. He's always one of the first people in here. I apologize, Mr. Joanna Dark, if you're here now, but he showed up in the show earlier because I forgot to change the time of it. So he showed up around 7 o'clock Central. 8 o'clock Eastern, and he is like, yo, what's up, everybody? And ain't nobody here. So I felt bad for bro, but what's up, Mr. Joanna Dark? Hopefully you can make it back. If you couldn't, I appreciate you for trying to come through earlier. But anyways, let's go on ahead and get this shit going. Really good stuff. So first of all, going ahead and let everybody know what you've been playing as of lately. What's been going on? What you've been, streaming, if you've been doing that dang thing,
Yeah, streaming lately it's been all Sifu, and no shame either. I've been playing Disney Dreamlight Valley. Like, I'm sorry. Honestly, it is the first cozy game that I have ever been like, oh my gosh, like I love this. Like, I've played the Animal Crossings and the Stardew, and like they're okay, but it's just not my bag, right? But Disney already got me. I'm empty in my pockets. Like, I love it. It's so much fun. But definitely Seafood has been the focus of my streams lately.
I've never played Seafood, but I hear, a ton of good things about it. I'm interested in getting it maybe when it's on a certain sale and like I actually have time to play it, because my backlog, like many, is dumb. And I have games that I bought months ago that I haven't even turned on yet. So I definitely got to work through that backlog, but I definitely want to get to playing Sifu because that game looks dope. It's right up my alley. I like them beat up kind of things. So those are really fun. The only thing that makes me nervous is taking that L. And
you're going to do that.
Over and over. And I'm just like looking like a crusty ass old man and taking those. I don't know, man. I don't know if I can turn.
You're gonna do that. You get to a point. You get to a point where you just your eyes red. You about to cry, and you're like, okay, let me just set this down for a little bit because I'm getting beat up way too much. But yeah, it's definitely one of those games similar to a lot of other beat 'em ups, or similar to a lot of Souls games in a sense, where you just got to be comfortable with losing sometimes, a lot of times. So I think you'd like it.
Okay, because I mean, I ran through Elden Ring. That was a fantastic game. I just played the demo and beat the demo of Wolong, which is going to be coming out next year. That game looks fire and it played really fun, and it was even better in multiplayer. So if you liked playing with people, ma'am, this game right here is it. I'm telling you, especially if you're not really that big into Souls games, then this is like a nice little entry, especially if you call your boy in that got all that power. You know what I'm saying? he got that power. You finna run through some shit. So
yeah,
it'll
listen,
definitely be fun.
I'm okay with being a backpack sometime. Please carry. I'll just go ahead and hop right on. Okay, let's enjoy the ride. All right.
She said sometimes I gotta be Clank. It just is what it is. All right. So we were talking a little bit in the green room, and those of you that have been to this show before know I do this like every episode. And if you haven't been here before, make sure you hit that like button. And if you enjoy, subscribe. But I always ask, what was the first console that you ever had? And she replied, Sega Genesis, in which I replied, that's what I'm talking about. Know what I'm saying? And then and then she reminded me of the pain of some of them growing pains going through the Sega, and some of them.
It comes with some trauma. It does.
Yeah,
a little bit of trauma there.
I mean, those were the original Souls games. It felt like, because it was like you die, you start all over, bro. I mean, you might have a couple lives, but you already know
just
that
3.
boss.
Don't even sugarcoat it. It was just 3. You just might find another one, but it's just 3, and then it's game over. Yeah, that's stress. Why they do that to us? Really? I think we could file a class action. Honestly, like I feel like this is childhood trauma inflicted.
Oh, man. She's saying she got PTSD, y'all. That ain't good.
Definitely. Yeah, Sega was the first. My pops got it for me because he saw that I just had an interest in watching him game. I would just sit on his lap while he would play Doom on his old school Macintosh PC, and I would be scared to death, but I just couldn't look away, and I would just love to sit and watch him play. And so he was like, you know what, get out of my lap so I can actually game, and let me get you your own. So he got me the Sega Genesis, and of course I played the Sonics. I think Sonic 3 is what I had, and then they went on to starting to get me those Disney games, and that was Lion King, Toy Story, Aladdin, and I just remember a lot of stress. So
Aladdin.
Fun though, but definitely
one
stressful.
Of those sneaky games. It looked cute. Good luck.
Oh yeah, great for kids. Childhood trauma inflicted. Like what?
Yep. Everybody wondering why we were breaking controllers and shit back in the day.
Fourth controller, what are you doing?
Absolutely. So tell me a little bit more about your experience when you first kind of got it and got into it. So like, obviously you wanted to get down on it, but like, what was like the go-to game that like really turned you on to even getting on the console in the first place?
I would say once I was old enough to say, I want to get this game, I want to do this, I had already moved on to the Nintendo 64. The Sega was just a starter. My dad got it for me. They purchased all the games for me. I didn't really have like the thought or even seen the advertising to be like, oh, I want that game. So once I moved on to Nintendo 64, the first game that I was like, I want that was Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Here we go with the Zelda stands.
It was so good. And I'm not like all in there. Like I haven't even played Breath of the Wild. I don't have a Switch, but that's okay. But Zelda Ocarina of Time to me was just that first experience with this, in a sense, open world game. Even though the story was linear, you had the freedom to go where you wanted to go, and it was just so vast, and you get to hop on your horse and like all this stuff, and I just hadn't experienced that before. Most of the games that I played were very linear. They were platformers and or racing games and stuff like that, but Zelda Ocarina of Time was that first game where I was like, wow, I can go over here and see this. I can swim here. And that just opened a whole new genre for me.
Ooh, so she said that mind expanded once she ended up playing Ocarina of Time. So that's what's up. So that's the game that kind of changed shit for you.
Mm-hmm. That's when I felt like I had an opinion of what I like and what I want out of a game. It started with Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Okay, well, let's keep it moving. So, like, what was next? What was after that? Was it another 64 game? Was it another console that came into play?
It was still the 64. I feel like the 64 aged really well. I obviously played I was looking at that. Yes, yours too. It aged really well. It went from me, obviously playing Mario 64. Definitely had to get on Smash Bros, the OG. That opened me up to some competitiveness and stress as well. That's when I started playing some, couch co-op, or not couch co-op, but couch whoop your ass. Basically, we're sitting next to each other, just super angry. Like,
Talking
why are you spamming?
Shit.
Yeah, stop spamming. What are you doing?
What you running for? Why you running?
Right. Come back. The board is right here. Why are you jumping around? No, but yeah, that was definitely my introduction into more competitive games too. Also into some more adult games. My mom, for whatever reason, didn't understand ESRB ratings, and so I was playing Conker's Bad Fur Day on Nintendo 64.
No, damn.
Imagine my surprise when we walk in and we get into the game and now I see a flower with titties. Like, I was very confused.
This was a family console.
Right. I thought this, fluffy squirrel. I just saw the cover and I was like, oh my gosh, so cute. Mom, can I rent this one? In Blockbuster days. Ooh, I'm showing my age, y'all. My bad. Blockbuster, definitely just saw the cute little squirrel and my mom was like, okay. So yeah, I feel like the Nintendo 64 is what got me into picking and choosing what I like, me being active in what I wanted to play, as opposed to my parents just getting what they thought I would like. And I feel like that kind of developed my palette for the games that I like to play now.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. There you go. Very good way to describe all of that. But we gotta keep moving. We gotta keep. I know the story doesn't end there. What's next?
After that, I got a GameCube.
Oh snap! So you kept the Nintendo for a minute.
For a little bit, yeah. For a little bit. After that, I got a GameCube. Melee was a big one for me on there.
That's what I'm talking about. Roy was my boy in Melee.
Roy and Marth. Yeah, Roy and Marth. No, I definitely feel that. Yeah, Melee was a big one for me. And don't say it, but Wind Waker.
Of course.
Zelda Wind Waker, which people probably not gonna like, but I feel like that's my favorite Zelda game. Like, outside of playing Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, I feel like Wind Waker was just so different. Like, they was like, damn this Ocarina, damn these masks, you gonna be an orchestra conductor now. Like, just take this wind. So I thought that was really interesting.
Take this
change of pace for that type of game. So no, that was fun, and you get to sail your little boat and stuff like that. No, so those were the two that I recall the most from GameCube. I think I started playing Pikmin 2 as well. Pikmin was fun. Yeah, that's when that, I think that was the first it dropped there and not on the 64, if I recall. So I played that.
You and your army, right?
Oh yeah, my little people. And you know what? I think that started my love for, in a sense, like management games or like survival games where you have to kind of like manage things that are going on, and it's not necessarily just you're focusing on other non-playable things in the game. So
gives you that real time kind of like strategy kind of feel,
right? Yeah, like a strategy feel, exactly. So yeah, and so I don't remember much else from the GameCube, to be honest. Like, I think that's where it really ended for me, and then after that is when I went to Xbox.
Oh snap!
Mm-hmm.
So let's hit
Xbox 360 actually. Xbox 360.
Let's hit pause. Where is PlayStation at?
I had a PlayStation, but I don't know where I got it from. That's how bad it is.
God.
I feel like it could have been like a cousin's, or maybe it was somebody's. I don't know, but I had a PlayStation, and the only game,
like, I don't know what I got.
It was PlayStation 2. It was PlayStation 2, and I was playing this Resident Evil game. I don't even know what name of the Resident Evil game it was, but they were in a zoo. What is that? Resident Evil like 0 or something like that? I don't know, but they were in the zoo, and it was like hyenas attacking or something. That's how I know it was something that was just gifted to me. It's not something that I actively went to get myself. So yes, to say I didn't really get into PlayStation all that much. I had cousins that had the original PlayStation where I did play some Crash Bandicoot from time to time.
I'm guessing
But
maybe it was Outbreak.
I think it was Outbreak. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was Outbreak. But yeah, like PlayStation wasn't really like the console for me, I guess.
Fair enough.
I don't know.
Fair enough. I ain't trying to hate on the PlayStation. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like, whoa. Like
No.
it's very rare that I bring somebody onto the podcast and I'm not hearing even a whiff of PlayStation.
No, I think also with that same PlayStation that I don't know where I got it from. I played Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy X too. So it's not like I was just like, oh no, I'm not gonna play anything on this PlayStation. I had a few games for it, but it wasn't something that I actively chose. It was like, oh, I have this, I might as well give it a try. But down the road, I did end up going back and playing Final Fantasy VII, the original, on PC though, and I definitely feel like I was missing out. I feel like back then, it looks crazy now. It's like polygons, but back then, if you look at it, it was like a game changer. I think it changed up for a lot of the direction where gaming was going. So.
All right, yeah, Stinkball in the chat. You need to relax, bro. You need to relax. So at
I'm
first,
sorry.
He put hands over the face. He was like,
I'm
"Oh
sorry.
no!" And then he said, "Damn!" And he said that might be a first, talking about like somebody not even mentioning PlayStation.
And then man. I'm glad I can be the first.
And then he calmed down and said, "All right, she played the GOAT. She good."
Oh yeah, I went back and played it. So, and I do honestly feel like I missed out on Final Fantasy VII dropping and like the cinematics and stuff like that. You really didn't see anything like that back then. So I'll give that to PlayStation, definitely. Final Fantasy VII was a game changer, and I'm happy that I got a chance to go back and play
it. And then Lady Infamous earlier said, "Somebody get this lady a Switch."
That's what I'm talking about.
She talking that shit.
Lady already know. Lady like, listen, who want to help? Look, who want to help? Someone sponsor.
By the way, anybody in the chat, I'm asking her questions, but if you guys have an appropriate question and you want me to ask it, just throw the question in the chat. Just make sure you put the word question in front of it. So then I can look it over and then, debate on whether I should ask her that or not. But anyways, moving forward. So 360, tell me about it.
The 360, it was Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2. Halo Reach. Halo. I think just Halo Reach. And Skyrim. Oh, okay. Yeah. Skyrim. Oh, what else? That's all I can think of.
Working hard to remember them 7th gens.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, that was a time. That was early 20s.
Oh, so you were out. You were doing your damn thing. See, pause. See, I see what she's saying right now. What she's trying to say is, I wasn't really fucking with gaming like that. I was shaking
doing
that
it.
ass.
It was,
I was out there working.
Right. I was like out there having fun. Definitely getting more time outdoors than indoors and on the screen. But no, I definitely spent a lot of time on, like I said, Left 4 Dead, Left 4 Dead 2, Halo Reach, and some like other one-off games that I don't think anyone will really remember. Like one game that I was like in on was Hunted Dragons Reach or something like that. Demon's Reach or something like that. Anyway, it was this split screen co-op adventure game where you can choose one of either character, or if it's just one person playing, you have to be both of them and use these two characters to work throughout the world and fight the demons and the people that you fight or whatever. But I would do a lot of split screen back in those days. That's back when Halo was split screen as well, couch co-op. And
Don't go there. Don't go there. we were doing just fine.
Did I make everyone sad?
Until
Sorry.
you had to say you could have talked about split screen all you wanted, but you didn't have to say back when Halo used to. You trying to hurt a brother. You trying to hurt a brother.
I was hurt when everything switched up. I feel like that's when I kind of fell off and wasn't really interested anymore. Like, couch co-op is so important for shooters in particular, I think. For other games too, but shooters definitely, because they are the type of game that I feel like anyone, especially when it's story, if you're going through a campaign, story mode or whatever, anyone can jump in on, whether they're a gamer or not. Simple controls, aim and shoot. And so I feel like those types of games being couch co-op brings a lot of people together, especially families, even if it's non-gamers. You'd be like, here, take this. We're about to go attack these aliens or something like that. It could be someone that's never played before. Just hit the trigger and shoot them and it will become a good time. And I have experiences like that with people who are non-gamers, people who are gamers. And I feel like Halo was leading in that. And for them to kind of snatch that away and try to be like everybody else, I feel like that was a big L.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, you're right though. I mean, I can't even front. You're right. I mean, it is what it is. Anyways, moving on. Because
I made everyone sad.
Because you hurting me. You hurt me. but anyways, all right. So 360 was big. Was there any other consoles that you were rocking with during that time? Did you have PS3 or what was it? At the time, was it what a Wii? Yeah, it was
no,
Wii. No,
I stopped at the GameCube. It might have been the Wii. Yeah, because there was like this break in between the Wii and the Switch or whatever. But no, after the GameCube, that was it for Nintendo for me. I did get my daughter a Switch, but she brought it with her in Target, and then she sat it down somewhere, and someone snatched it in Target. So we haven't gotten another Switch yet, but we are. It was hers though, but I would dabble in Animal Crossing over there and kind of see what else they have. But yeah, GameCube was the last that I actually purchased for myself. As far as Nintendo. And
Mario don't like hearing that.
I'm sorry, Mario. I'm sorry, Mario and Luigi. I fell off. My bad, man. No. But yeah, the 360, and then this might make y'all happy. I actually did buy a PlayStation 4. I bought it off a coworker. And the reason that I wanted it was because I wanted to play The Last of Us so bad. And this was like years after it dropped too. Like, when did The Last of Us come out? 2000 what?
I think it's like 2013 because it came out towards the end. Like, it's like 2012, 2013. It was towards the end of the PS3 generation. That's why they remastered it so quickly for the PS4. And now we see that remake for the PS5.
Yeah, for the PS5 because it's an excellent game. I played it maybe in like 2016. I bought a PlayStation 4 off of a coworker, and it was for that reason because zombie survival games are kind of like my favorite genre out of all genres. So getting my hands on The Last of Us was a must, and so yeah, I bought the PlayStation 4 for that, and I played it, and I enjoyed it.
Did you dabble in the Xbox One at all that generation?
Yeah. I played some Titanfall there. I played. Yeah, definitely. Fire game. I've played. I'm trying to think if I played the Telltale The Walking Dead series. Most of it. Wild. The later seasons, I think I ended up just getting them on PC because that's kind of where I've transitioned to now. I mostly game PC now. But the first few seasons I was playing on the Xbox One for Telltale's The Walking Dead. What else?
Man, just to pause for a second on that Walking Dead. Man, I turned on that game and I thought it was gonna be sweet. Shit ain't sweet in that game. Well, the thing is, the artwork makes you think that it's not gonna be too bad. Like, this is gonna be pretty Pretty cool, pretty chill.
Really? Cell Shade looks like happy to you. I feel like it already looks dark off bat because of cell shading.
No. For me, I got the feeling of this isn't going to be like this is The Walking Dead, so it's going to be, fucked up. But I didn't know it was going to be as graphic as it ended up being. Like that part at the dinner table was something else at the farm. You know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what scene. What choice did you make? What choice did you make? Did you get up and smack the fork out her hand? What did you let her eat it? What did you do? You let her eat it, didn't you? I could tell on your face. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Why you gotta call me out like that?
Oh god!
No! I just wanted to see what was gonna happen. That was it was something.
Yeah, there was so much going on in that entire. Especially that first season was a hot mess, like an emotional roller coaster for sure. And that was my first introduction to Telltale games. I've only played Telltale's The Walking Dead, and I finally more recently played The Wolf Among Us. I don't know if you've played that one, but it's definitely on a similar level of like, what the hell? Like definitely like a lot of shock value, and not for dumb reasons. It's all based on the choices that you make. And so it's just like, it hits hard when it feels like you're the one that made this happen. Unlike other games where you just, you're going through and it's going to tell you the story and the story is what it's going to be. But with a Telltale game, even though the ending is typically, you can't change it, you still feel like I did all this that led to this point and it's my fault. And that's a heavy burden to carry with Telltale The Walking Dead. That was a really heavy burden.
You already see how I'm acting. You already see how I'm acting right now. Like, I'm uncomfortable. I think I lost some subscribers because of that answer right there.
You let Clem eat the meat. That's crazy. I'm about to sign off. Goodbye, y'all. I gotta go.
It was interesting. I was just like, this is like just a game anyways. Let me see what's going to happen.
Oh my gosh. It definitely makes you kind of feel like it's not just a game. It's just a game, but it definitely puts you in some situations where you felt for the characters. And there's a lot more games that are like that now, whether it's like Detroit Become Human or some of those dark anthology games where they make you feel for the characters. They make you feel like you have control over the narrative and what's going to happen. And to me, games like that, not that there haven't been, good games before that atone to this as well, but definitely makes games and gaming feel like a interactive art form. And Telltale's The Walking Dead, just one of many games that are like this, definitely pulled at a lot of different emotions that you probably can also get from looking at a painting or reading a book. And so I feel like if more people knew that there were games like this available, or in just gaming in general, then they would truly see gaming as like it's definitely an art form.
100%. 100%. And it is becoming more and more recognized as an art form nowadays, compared to, beforehand, where everybody was just like, oh, this is just kiddie stuff. Like, even though some of those games were not kiddie back in the day, the industry itself was looked upon as like not to be taken serious.
Exactly.
Now gaming is making more money than these movies and stuff.
And they're struggling. That's why there's all these reboots, because it seems like games have more creativity and newness, whereas movies, a lot of the time, they just making reboots of everything, and it's like they're trying to compete, I think.
Absolutely. They 100% are. So Xbox One generation, played some games there. PS4, you got that to get down on The Last of Us, and I'm sure a few other games on there.
I was able to play the remake of Final Fantasy 7, the not remastered, but the first part, and I'm sad because I don't think they're gonna put the second part on PlayStation 4. And like, am I really gonna have to get a PlayStation 5 just for this game? It's gonna make me sad.
You will. And I ain't even sorry. It just is what it is. You just got it.
It is what it is. I'm just gonna have to do it. You're right. You're right.
It is. So now this generation, are you rocking with anything of Gen 9?
Nope. I don't have anything. I just have my PC and whatever's available still on my Xbox One.
Okay. What makes you kind of standoffish to getting into these, newer consoles that are out right now?
It's definitely the price. They're really expensive now, and not to say that that's not for a reason. These games, the graphics look better and better every generation, and I'm pretty sure the hardware that they're putting into these things are expensive, and for good reason. They are the price that they are. I just think now I'm making decisions, even with games that I get. I'm making decisions with more purpose and more intention. And I want to make sure that if I do end up getting a next gen console, it's going to be for longevity, something that I'm going to remember and use daily and play games daily, and make sure that console is putting out games that are more in my range of interest, and gonna keep me coming back, be my little escapism box that I can go and hide and have a good time at. So I know I'm gonna end up getting something. As it stands, my husband has the Xbox X Series, so I'm able to dip and dab over there if I want to.
Snap.
So I
So
feel
she said she ain't gonna be caught slipping now.
I can dip and dab. So it almost seems like it would actually make more sense to get a PlayStation 5 because we already have an X Series in the house. I mean, it wouldn't be worse for wear just to have that additional console here, so that we can have a variety and not just have we have 4 Xboxes in this house right now because my kids play the original Xbox One. I have the Xbox One S, so my husband has the X Series, and we have another Xbox One S that nobody's using. So it's it might be good to get a little bit of variety in the house. So I'm leaning towards that direction, but it's gonna definitely have to be really a well-informed purchase for me, and to know that the games that I want to play are gonna be there. And for right now, it's I've been very content and happy with just Steam and all the other apps that are available on PC. So
got it.
It's gonna
Now, I mean, I think it's funny that you call it X Series. It sounds a little extra raw. no, but
X Series?
You call it the X Series. It's a Series X, but she's like
X Series. Oh, no, it's X Series, Series X. Didn't they call it Scarlet at one point? All the names. What are we getting with? Yeah, so the X Series. I feel like that sounds better, in my opinion.
No, not to pry and dig in between your household and whatnot, but I gotta wonder what is like you said your husband is into gaming, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And you said he has a Series X. What made him choose to get the Series X instead of a PS5? Was he always into Xbox? Because I'm trying to. I mean, you guys got 4, 5 Xbox consoles, so I need some answers.
I think he's an Xbox person. For as long as I've known him, even before we were married, even before we were dating, he had the OG Xbox. I think that's just his thing. I think before that he had a Dreamcast, so it was a good segue.
Yep. Absolutely, that's correct.
Yeah. So, which is fine. And I have friends that had PlayStation, so I mean, I think that's the beauty of people liking different things anyway. Especially if they're your friends or you know them, you get to go and try it out. That was my favorite thing as a kid. When someone had a Nintendo and I didn't have one, I can go over their house and try it. And vice versa. So that people having their preference and those people that have their preference also being friends or whatever the relationship is, I think that makes the gaming community whole, because we're able to peek into other people's world and why they enjoy this console as opposed to another one. So
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, your story sounds very similar to my own with like my wife. Like, so like I've always been into Xbox and whatnot. I still got my Duke right here, the old school
there you go.
joint. And like when I got with her family was already rocking with the Xboxes and whatnot too. So it was just like, now that we like merged together, it went from me just having an Xbox One and that's it, to an Xbox One, 360, games I ain't played yet that she got. And I'm just like, yo, this is a good start. This is a good start to our,
exactly.
to our relationship.
Bringing it together.
Thank you, Xbox. But anyways, oh man, I'm sounding real wild saying all that stuff. But moving forward, so now I got to ask you kind of a broad question, which is like, why is gaming so important to you? You just got done explaining so many different things that you've been playing. You know, what got you into gaming in the first place? What got you into like being a gamer, which I feel like the Genesis got you into gaming, but that Ocarina of Time is what made you an actual gamer.
I think so.
Explain a little bit why it's all so important to you. Kind of wrap it up if you can.
It's I would like to describe myself as a serotonin chaser, and games are fun. They're fun, even if they make you angry, even if they make you sad, even if you raging or you just want to throw the controller. It acts on your emotions and it pulls you into another reality that you probably won't experience in your real life.
Oh, that's a fact.
And right. I don't think I'm going to be, on the Normandy shooting through mass relays at any point in my lifetime.
And
but
nor do I want to.
But you just get to experience all these stories. I mean, to me, it's like it's fun. It's something I like. And if someone were to ask somebody, why do you read books? Why do you watch movies? Why do you like to go to the movie theater? It's all because it plays on your interests, it plays on your emotions, and it makes you happy. So I don't see how anything could be more important outside of something that makes you happy. So why not do it?
Okay, it's Mad Queen's time to give me a little story. Okay? So the story that I want you to give me is one of, if not the most memorable moment that you've had personally in gaming.
Not to travel back in time. It'll be something more recent. I don't think I can think that far back. I'm an old lady. I'm trying to think. I think the most memorable that I can pick up right now off the top of my head is playing The Forest with the friendos and actually beating it and beating the boss at the end, which her name was Megan. And I don't know if y'all have heard of The Forest, but it's a horror-based survival game, and it just has all these weird people, and they transform into like these other things. And so the boss ended up transforming into like something. It was a child, and then it transformed into something that I had never seen before, and I was not expecting it. And it just got me to a point where I was like, what is this? And that's the type of reaction I think you want from any type of co-op experience. We were all just jaw agape, like, what is going on? But we actually fought through it. And
it's almost like shit kind of moments, like, oh damn it.
No, it was not even that. It was like, oh, like run. Like it was just like an experience where we, like this cannot be happening right now. No, but it's one of those things where like it's why I think co-op gaming is so important, and I hope never goes away, because accomplishing these things with your friends, whether they are close or far to you, those make for the best experiences. And I feel like now that that is one of the most memorable experiences that I've had.
Phenomenal. So if you could take it back and relive any previous generation, and I want to go anywhere before, Gen 8 with PS5 or PS4 and Xbox One or even the Switch. What would you say is a console that you, or not even just a console, but a generation that you would like to relive if you could play every single game or have the choice to play, anything?
I feel like the N64. I feel like because then it was so fresh, at least for me. I know there were people that had been gaming for years before, decades before, or whatever, and so they just got to see the growth of it. But for me, it was like just this opening this new world. Like, oh my gosh, Banjo and Kazooie, Diddy Kong Racing, again Smash Bros, Zelda Ocarina of Time. It was just like, and it was like all in like this 3D format. When you think I'm coming from Sega, where everything was kind of linear, kind of like, platformy or whatever.
Very side scrolly,
yeah, exactly. So coming from that and then getting into Nintendo 64 and just looking back on the graphics now, it's just like, ooh, it looked like polygons. But at the time, it was like very vast and open and just like seemed like this whole new world. So if I can go back and get that feeling again, that would be real cool.
Rel in the chat says 360 or Nintendo GameCube 64 is what he would go. You just hit me with like 3 different generations right there, though, bro. I told you to pick a generation. He picked 3 different ones. Damn. But anyway,
is he talking multi like lobby 360? Because I feel like that was hell. If you played any multiplayer games, oh my gosh.
It was a Wild West time. That's absolutely for sure. You will hear every word in the book. Like if you had thin skin, you had no reason to be in the lobby.
Wasn't gonna make it.
Go ahead and play single player, dog. This ain't it. All right. So with this generation, being afoot, it's about 2 years in, right? I want to know if there's anything about this specific generation that makes you nervous about gaming.
Oh man, premature releases.
Ooh.
Rushing out to release stuff, making the developers the salespeople. That's a bad business model, bro. Anybody that's working in the trenches, working to get something standing up and operational, no one should know who these people are, honestly. Like, not to say that they shouldn't have social media presence and stuff like that, but reaching out to these people and making them feel like they're responsible for a flop or whatever the case is, I feel like it's super unfair. The environment.
You don't think it's okay to send pictures?
No, that's fine, but it's like
no. I don't think you see what I'm saying. Them pictures that they were sending people for the God of War release date.
Oh right, yeah, no, like leave them people alone. Even what's happening now with like Grand Theft Auto 6, like please leave these people alone to make the game. Like I feel like this is at the fault of the companies. They're exposing these people that are working so hard on these games and not giving them any support and turning them into the salespeople. Like they're supposed to be working on developing the game. They're not supposed to be pitching and letting the public know what's happening and comforting the public when something has to get pushed back or whatever. Like that's not their role. And I feel like they get attacked a lot for that. And I think that also causes a lot of premature releases. And I mean, y'all played Cyberpunk.
I
don't
mean,
have to
there's
speak
that,
on it.
and there's those folks that need that money right now that be pushing those games that be coming out broken. So it's like, oh snap, we need to make sure, you know, we put money in their pockets, or else, you know, the funding kaput.
You know what it was for me that made me realize, like, and now I absolutely do. I wait now. I don't get a lot of games on release. The last game I got pre-ordered, ready to go, was super excited for, with Mass Effect Andromeda. And after that, I said, never again. Y'all are not going to get me for my little bit of money and give me something that isn't operating, isn't what was promised. Y'all saw Anthem. Like, I cannot. And not to say that these games can't be great, won't be great in the future, but releasing it in a way where it's gonna turn people off. At least for me, like, if something launches bad, it takes me a minute to even want to go back and try it. It takes me a minute. And like, imagine if this was like the days of like GameFly. People would just be renting and noticing it's trash and never picking it up. I honestly feel like, can we bring that back? Bring back Blockbuster and stuff like that, to where we can try these games, see what they like, and then if they're garbage, then they don't deserve to be purchased.
Well, isn't that what Game Pass is for?
Yeah, but is everything on Game Pass?
No, you're correct. No, everything isn't on Game Pass. But I feel like Game Pass at least has enough for you to test out.
Was Cyberpunk on Game Pass at launch?
No. That
Yeah.
and many
It's
other.
recently came on Game Pass though, right? I think so.
No, I don't think it ever came on Game Pass. Cyberpunk.
Okay.
I don't think that's ever been on there. Which you would have thought that it needed Game Pass, but now look at it. You know, it just passed The Witcher 3 in, you know, concurrent players, and like most people logging on to play and stuff like that. And like, it's just insane. Like, this game has made a resurgence, especially because of, I think it's called like Edge Runners.
Edge Runners, the show.
Yep.
Yeah. It's cool. I like the show. It makes me want to reinstall. It does. That's
how they get you.
I think that was the plan. I honestly think that was the plan. It's like, we have to do something because they're not going to come back after that launch. And I've heard that it's kind of like the No Man's Sky. You know, I heard that No Man's Sky now is like a really good game, and it had a terrible launch. You know, and I feel like games would be much more well received if they would just wait. Just wait.
Absolutely, but unfortunately, that's just not how the world works.
You're right.
Right. So I mean, that's a fantastic answer to what to be nervous about with this generation. Mine, if I were to ask myself this question, even though I know I'm not the guest on the show, but mine is kind of price. Price for just all of this stuff that seems to be coming out. Controllers, VR, a lot of this stuff is add-on to the console. I mean, hell, the expansion, the like Seagate external memory chip that you can put into the Series X, that motherfucker like $220 for some memory.
They're bringing back memory cards. Y'all remember when you couldn't save your game if you didn't have memory cards? Oh, leaving your game on all night
long. I used to have to put something over my place, like a pillow or something like that, to look like I threw it on top of it, but really it was just on, and I didn't want my mama to see that light because she was gonna go down there and push that button. Yeah, so I had to you know, them drastic measures that you had to take.
Oh yeah,
sometimes.
So yeah, I definitely see price, and they're like these add-ons trying to drive the machine.
And then like there are certain things that I didn't like with some of like the extra prices on like let's say for instance like Ghost of Tsushima, right? They had the $10 upgrade or whatnot to activate the controller that you bought for your console. So what I mean by that is you know, the DualSense, right? The new PS5 controller. You wouldn't get the haptic feedback unless you bought the upgrade, even if you own the game already. You had to pay for that. And I thought that was silly because that's what I bought the console for. I bought the console to do it already. Why am I paying again for something I bought to do in the first place? So some of these prices are a little fishy to me. I don't really like them, but I mean, what can you do? I mean, the only thing I think you can do is just voice your opinion and just keep it moving.
Right.
Yeah,
they're gonna try to get their money regardless.
Absolutely. Now we're gonna jump on into a different subject. I want to know about your content, okay? And I want you to go on ahead and broadcast that to everybody. What made you a content creator? When did it start? How did it start?
Dang, this started maybe like 2014-ish. And I had different channels. It started with YouTube. I didn't even really know about, was it Justin TV or Twitch or anything. I didn't really get to that point until like 2017. But yeah, I had different channels for different things. I had a channel for like natural hair stuff because that was kind of like a thing around that time. I had a channel where I would do reviews about The Walking Dead, which was my favorite show. And it wasn't until maybe like 2016 that I segued over to making game content. I was already playing games, but it didn't click for me that it can be a form of content until around that time. Okay. So my first video for my YouTube channel was Telltale's The Walking Dead, like the first episode, and I didn't have the equipment for it. I was on like a little busted laptop, bought an Elgato just so I can stream that, and that's where it started. And then from there, I did more reactions because, like I said, the equipment wasn't all that great. So yeah, from there, 2014, moving on, it was like on and off. And it wasn't until maybe 2017 where I took it more seriously. I tried to have a schedule. I built my own PC for the first time in 2017.
Let's go.
And yeah, it just grew from there. And it became something that I really love and enjoy to do alongside gaming. It allowed me to do something that was already fun for me and share it with other people who also thought it was fun. And now I've grown to just meet so many different people that are cool and they like what I like. And I think that's the best thing about content creation is you get to kind of find your tribe and get to find, you know, the people that, whether they agree with you on all things or not, at the end of the day, they like what you like and they're about the same thing you are, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's why I started content creating.
Who would you say in the gaming community is one person that helped lift you up or become a better creator for like, you know, the stuff that you do?
There's so many. So like in the beginning, when I was transitioning to like gaming content and I would actually watch other people and their gaming content, one person that I really enjoyed, and I don't know if she's around anymore, but her name was Black Lady Gamer. And I would just watch her streams on YouTube, her video content, her playing different games. And I was like, oh, I want to do that. I want to do that. And also like Pretty Brown and Nerdy at the time, they would do like anime stuff, but they also talked about games sometimes too. So I was like, oh man, I love this. And then it just expanded especially once I moved over to Twitch, it just expanded. Like there is literally a whole community of people that do this either for a living or just for fun or whatever the case. But there are so many people. And then, you know, definitely honorable mention, someone in the chat, Lady Infamous, she kind of, you know, I don't even remember how we kind of started talking, but we started talking and she just inspired me. You know, she runs a podcast, Grown Woman Gaming.
Yep, GWG.
And yeah, inspired me to be like, you know, I can do this too. You know, just seeing people like me excelling and sharing what they love with people and growing in that field as well. And so, yeah, that's one of the people that definitely inspired me to keep pushing and grow my platform as well.
Absolutely. It was fantastic seeing the ladies on the Iron Lords podcast a little while back. It was really dope seeing all y'all up in there. And so shout out to GWG 100%. Y'all dope. Love the passion that y'all bring to your shows each. I believe it's yes.
Saturday morning, 9 a.m.
Yeah, Saturday. I always get Saturdays and Sundays mixed up because Saturdays I check out when I got time. I check out Living Split Screen with Steel Rain and Pong Soul. Kay Asante got a show, and then GWG also got a show. And then Sunday it's wild as well. I even have my own show on Sunday with another group of people on a different channel. But yeah, I mean, there's just so many people out here creating and stuff like that, and it's super dope to see. As long as they're, you know, being themselves, 100%. Because what sucks is when you think somebody's dope and then you meet them or talk to them like off air or something like that, and they're just kind of a totally different person, like somebody that's really uncomfortable. And sometimes it's the other way around though too. Like sometimes a person's hella quiet, hella chill, and then you get them on air and they're wild. So but I'd rather have it like that than the other way around, right? But a couple more questions with the whole content thing and whatnot. Was there any part or was it really hard getting into it? Like how nervous and stuff like that were you to get into the space?
I think not necessarily nervous, but just more so like, do I sound stupid? It's basically just like speaking on camera or is live speaking to people. It's like, do I just sound dumb? Like, or like, am I rambling too much? Or, you know, I don't know. It's just comfortability comes with it. You eventually get used to it if you're not used to already publicly speaking like that. But I feel like that was like the only thing, but it wasn't something like that I felt like, oh, I can't do this. It just more felt like I need to get used to this. And I feel like a lot of people might have that challenge anyway, like who likes to just get up in front of a bunch of people. And I think it's very different than getting up on stage and speaking to people that you can see. Speaking to unknown numbers of people. Now we can see, you know, how many people are watching, but even then it's not accurate all the time.
Right.
And a lot of times it's unknown eyes unless
you
they
don't know
speak
who's
in
watching.
chat. Right. I feel like that's more ominous than being on a stage and you can actively look and see the eyes of people. And you can also, when you're on stage, you can see how it's being received based off facial expression or applause or people being attentive. You can't see that when you're live streaming, and you can't see that when you're editing creating a video and then posting it either, not until you get some sort of engagement. Right. So I feel like that that is the biggest struggle. It's not even, you know, the technical stuff. It's not even getting your setup together, figuring out what you want to play or what your niche is. All that stuff will come with time. I think it's really just being comfortable with yourself, who you are, especially if you're using camera, being comfortable with what you look like. You know, everybody has those insecurities. And I would just say, like, you can't let that be a reason to deter you if you really want to try this, or you really feel like you might enjoy creating content or being a face on one of these many platforms where you can create content on.
Gotcha. Now, you may have an answer to this question, you may not, but I want you to do your best to give me an answer for it. I want to know what like the end goal is for you in content creation.
Um, hmm. Hmm. Answering this to the best of my ability. First and foremost, if it's not fun, if it ever comes to a point where it's not fun, I'm just not gonna do it. So I feel like having fun and enjoying doing it is my first priority. If that ever leaves, I'm not gonna push myself to continue. Secondly, my community is very important. I want to see it grow, and I want to see the right people be a part of it. I don't want to just see numbers. I want to see people that I want quality. You know, I want quality as far as community. I want it to be people that I feel like off stream, if I'm talking to them off stream, I'm comfortable. I feel like I know it's only through the internet, but I know this person to a certain extent, right? And
you can make their day if whenever you want or whatnot, or you can, you know, call them out like, hey, yo, I ain't feeling that. And y'all can actually converse and have a good conversation about it instead of it being toxic.
You know, I like to think that I'm able to make someone else's day, whether I did something completely dumb playing and it made them laugh, or we accomplished something. I like it definitely when I'm live streaming too. I like to feel like, and I hope everyone that's viewing feels like we did this together. Like I'm the one holding the sticks or the keyboard or whatever, but y'all are here with me and we are pushing through whatever this thing I'm trying to accomplish, right?
We made the experience, not just me.
We made the experience. Exactly. I say this all the time. I just push the start stream button. It's everybody else that comes through that makes the channel. So it's definitely not all me. So yeah, secondly, you know, quality community and quality experience. Thirdly, would be I would like to grow and, you know, possibly get sponsors that are in tune with my community, because community comes before sponsors and stuff like that. And I'd like to get into hosting. I'd like to, you know, I don't know if I'd ever be as big as what's her name? Something Bond.
Sarah Bond.
Sarah Bond, you know, she gets up there and she talks games and she's like Phil's right hand man, woman. And I feel like that would be cool to get up on stage and talk games and stuff like that. But that's
she's so smooth with it too.
She's so good. I love her.
She's so smooth with it.
Yeah, I love her. So yeah, like I think having an opportunity to do something like that, even if it's on a lot smaller scale, obviously I don't foresee myself working for Xbox or PlayStation and getting up presenting, but you know, on a smaller scale, being able to be at an event like that and, you know, talk to people that enjoy the same things that I like, I think would be really cool.
That's what's up. Those are some pretty solid things to want out of gaming, especially, you know, as you grow and whatnot. But now let's move on to what I like to call kind of like speed questions or something like that. This is a lot less to do with like your past or whatnot, and more or less what you think about like today and whatnot with gaming. So, so to get that started, I want you to tell me what are your best 3 games that you've played within the last year, and tell me, and then by the end, I want you to tell me why one was like so good, like the game of the year for you. And this is just literally within the last 365 days. It doesn't have to be a brand new game, just something that you've experienced.
I'd say The Forest. It was around sometime last year, around this time, that we actually beat that experience I was talking about. Elden Ring, and Sifu.
Oh dang! So it stretches all the way from last year to more closer to now, because you said earlier that you're playing Sifu right now. And that game is that impactful for you, huh?
Yeah. I can't really think
That's
back
good.
to a beat 'em up game that made me want to go through and like really finish it and like work at it, because it's a repetitive style game where you have to keep going back to do things. So it was a game changer for me.
That's what's up. All right, now I want you to flip it over, and I want you to tell me 3 games, and I want you not within the last year, but just lifetime wise. Okay, 3 games that you just absolutely fucking hate. like games that you or maybe not hate, but really just like you won't catch you turning that game back on after you done tried it a little bit.
Oh man, hate won't play again. I can't think of any that I just wouldn't go back to. Like I was talking about Cyberpunk, and I'm now reconsidering. So I don't want to say that I never go back to a game, but for me to be like, I don't like this game.
There has to be a few games throughout your entire life that you turned on, played it for a few minutes, and was like, nah.
Can't think of any. I'll be real.
Okay. Think about it, and we'll come back to it if we have time. But all right, now I'm kind of curious. Are you familiar with several different studios and everything like that throughout gaming? What's up? That's what's up. I figured you probably would be. So I want you to tell me your favorite one, and then also tell me the game that best represents that studio.
That's the Skyrim.
Oh man, that was fast.
Bang, how many platforms have I bought Skyrim on? PC, PC, Xbox 360, Xbox One. I've purchased it at least 3 times at this point. Skyrim is so fun, and
you was starting over each time.
Yep. Sans mods, like the mods are fun, but vanilla is still just a great game. It holds up. I can't recall ever going back into Skyrim and being like, oh, this isn't as fun as the newer games now. It holds up.
Would you call that the greatest game of all time for you?
My gosh, greatest game of all time is a stretch. Is a stretch, because I don't think I can ever have a greatest game of all time. I don't think I could ever do that.
Nah, I tried to pin you, but it didn't work.
You tried. I can't do that.
2 count.
No tap. Yeah, gotcha. That's a really hard question. Some people are able to answer it, but for me, I'm just like, no. But what about this? What about Mass Effect 2? What about this one? And it's just too many that I really love.
I feel that. All right. So, what's the game that you're most excited for to come out next? And this could be any time point. So from now to 2027, even though I don't think anything's rated for that yet.
Yeah. I would say Sons of the Forest, which is the second game to the Forest. It was supposed to come out in October, and I was really excited to get the friendos back together so that we can run it, and it got pushed back to February. I'm not mad, just make it great. We're gonna push it back, just make it great.
Okay, so that's the most excited one you got so far. And is it for another co-op experience?
Yeah, you can also run it solo as well. Yeah, you can run it solo as well. I'd say if I had to tack on another one, it would be State of Decay 3.
Oh, damn. Okay. Okay, would that make you get your own Series X?
Not if it's a Play Anywhere title.
Oh, damn. I
already play State of Decay 2 on PC. Yep, I already play State of Decay 2 on PC. If they're going to make it a Play Anywhere. Which is cool because I can play the game on PC if I'm streaming, and then when I'm ready to go lay in the bed or go get on the couch or whatever, or I can boot it up there too. So that's what makes Play
Right.
Anywhere super dope.
Play Anywhere is clutch. That shit is
Mhm.
nice. That is real nice. All right. Well, I mean, we're getting kind of towards the end of the show. This has actually been a fairly quick show, actually, which is nice for a change because the last episode was like 3.5 hours long.
Especially since it's late too. So glad we can get through it.
Absolutely, but it's been a wonderful episode. That's 100% a fact for me, at least. Hopefully it's the same for you.
Good time.
But I'm kind of curious as well. What console, like if you had to recommend some, like a brand new gamer, somebody that's maybe played video games but never owned a console, right? What console would you recommend that they get for the first time? And it could be any generation.
I'd have to say the Series X, because you can go back to so many other generations of games because of backwards compatibility. So why not start there and, play older games?
And Game Pass, of course.
And Game Pass too. Like they can, if they, like you said, they're new to getting a console. They've played games, but never owned any themselves. Backwards compatibility and Game Pass is like having Blockbuster.
Okay. And what do you think, like maybe you answered this already, maybe I have a short memory, but maybe you haven't. What would it take for you to just drop everything and go buy a PS5? Like what game would need to hit for you to go do that? Has it came out yet? Has it been announced?
I mean, yeah, Final Fantasy VII, and they released the first one on PlayStation 4, and if they decide to only put it on PlayStation 5, I'm gonna have to do what I gotta do. But I'm like, dang, why would they do that to us? That's crazy.
They gonna do it.
Oh,
they
man.
gonna do it.
Yeah, so I mean that would be it. I mean, I played The Last of Us. I loved The Last of Us, but wasn't too interested in playing the second one. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it just
not
like
because of what anyone
heard?
said? No, it wasn't because of what anyone said, because that doesn't really compel me as much. I'll still try it just because I enjoyed the story, but not if it's not. I want to buy a whole console type of feeling for it.
But it's on the PS4. Why don't you just play it there?
Oh, is it really? Okay. I can play
Last
it
of Us
there.
Part 2 is on the PS4. That's where it came out first, and then I think they just took the frame cap off of it for the PS5, so it runs at like 60 or something like that.
Right.
So it's just a little bit better of an experience, but same thing,
Thing.
So maybe check it out. Maybe go to your like local game store and see if you can get that mug for like $20 or something like that, and then go home and knock that out. See, at first when you said you didn't play it, I was thinking maybe she either heard something from somebody, or maybe she doesn't want to ruin a good thing because you like The Last of Us 1
right.
so much.
A lot of times it is like that. Yeah, It's like I have such good
snap,
experience.
Delilah up in here. What's up, Delilah?
Hey, girl.
Oh, continue.
Yeah, so yeah, it's kind of that thing. Like it's not really what people are saying about it, but I definitely feel like sometimes it's okay just to leave well enough alone with some games, and with such a good story, I don't know if I'm ready to see how they feel like it should be completed, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, but Final Fantasy VII remake Part 2 and the other parts, I'm gonna have to get a PlayStation 5. Like,
I'm telling you, I want you to reach out to me and let me know how you feel after you play The Last of Us Part 2, and tell me how mad the game made you.
Because I don't want to be mad.
Well, the thing is, it makes you mad kind of like a TV show would make you mad, right?
Mhm.
Where it's just like, damn it, like you knew what you should have did, but you did that.
Mhm.
It's like one of those kind of
Okay.
mads. So like, I think it was an excellent game. Part 2 was. Do I think 1 was better? I don't know. I'm one of those guys that's on the fence about it. Like, I don't think 1's really better than the other. I just felt like it was like a continuation, more or less. And obviously, it kind of sucked to see certain things in number 2. In case you don't know, I'm sure you do know, but it's gruesome. It's extra gruesome compared to the first one. So just be ready for that. But I ain't trying to ruin shit for you. So just go on ahead and go out there and give it a try when you got a chance. But but anyways, I want you to tell me 2 IPs from way back in the day. Or maybe just like I said earlier, pretty much before PS4 and Xbox One. All right? 2 IPs that you would revive that died.
I'd say Mass Effects, but they've already had the remastered.
Yeah, and I think they're working on a new one right now.
They have to do it right. Can't be Andromeda.
She got
ain't
pain. You could see the pain on her face from Hannah.
That ain't it. That ain't it. That ain't
She said,
it.
I pull full price for that bitch.
I was at the pre-order, went to GameStop, like, oh, just so much excitement. Anyway.
I'm sorry
2,
to do
right?
that to you. I see the way you looking now. The energy went down.
What's another one? It would be cool to see them make another Elder Scrolls game outside of Elder Scrolls Online. Elder Scrolls Online is pulling numbers. I have it. It's a fun MMO, but it would be nice to have another more story-based open world Elder Scrolls universe game.
Like a single player version? Like a Skyrim, pretty much?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I love it. I love it.
All right, but so these were past IPs. So I'll list a couple for you, like Oblivion, maybe Morrowind. Do you want to see something like that revived?
Oblivion, yeah, Oblivion, because it's kind of like that middle ground between Morrowind and Skyrim. It's kind of like right there in the middle as far as like age.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, like Oblivion. Oblivion was fun, but more Skyrim. More like Skyrim. More like
He's
Skyrim.
like, if you remade it and painted Skyrim over the front of it, that would be freaking great. All right. Anyways, so I got just 3.5 questions left, something like that. But this next question, I'm going to compound into like one question that's really 2. Okay. So the first half of the question I want to be, what frustrates you about gaming in general, if anything? So it can be any sector in gaming. What frustrates you about it?
It's not really gaming's fault, but just not having enough time to play all the games, try all the different things. Adulting, it kind of gets priority. Just kind of just not having the time to dedicate to it as I would like.
I'm sorry, what? What was the last part?
Not having time to dedicate as much to gaming as I would like.
Oh, okay. So you asking for more hours in a day?
Yeah, it's not really gaming's fault. It's just not being able to do it. Like just staring sadly at my setup. Like I wish I could come see you. I can't right now, though. Of course, yes. Hi. I'll come see you in a second. Okay. Okay.
Oh, you
Hints.
got. Yep, there goes the kiddo.
There it
Trust.
goes.
Trust me, if Mama wasn't out there handling business, my daughter would have kicked in the dough.
Exactly.
My
You
daughter's
already
4
know.
years old. My daughter's 4 years old and has zero boundaries.
None.
Zero.
None.
She got boundaries when she's nervous, but when she's home, she don't care. No boundaries.
Oh, you're in the bathroom? Boom! Kick the door.
yeah. I don't know. Get the hell out of here. You already know what it's like. All right.
Like,
and then,
more to that though. Like, it's,
okay.
I think too. Not to say we want options, we want variety, right? But there's so many games that are coming out too. It's kind of like where to divert your attention. We have a lot as adults. We have less time, so where do we divert our attention to? And that kind of goes back to being frustrated with games being released too soon, because I only have a certain amount of hours a day to dedicate to this stuff. And then if I go in and the game is not what I expected or it's not ready, that wastes valuable time that I could be spent playing somewhere else or playing a different game. So
absolutely. And hopefully this next year, because 2023 is supposed to be wild with games coming out and whatnot. Hopefully that raises, because so many games were delayed the last 2 years pretty much, that hopefully they bring finished products to the table here in 2023, because you're fighting for people's time, like you pretty much just said. And with all of the content that's going to be dropping within the next year, like, it's like, good luck, especially if you're a smaller game or an indie dev. It's like, fuck, man. You got Liza P coming out, Starfield coming out, Forspoken coming out, the new Breath of the Wild game coming out, Spider-Man 2 coming out. That's just that's just the tip of the iceberg of games that are coming out, So it's just like, wow, like, hopefully y'all get y'all acts together, because best believe if you come out looking like Cyberpunk or come out looking like Halo or something like that, your concurrent views or concurrent players, it ain't gonna be good. It's gonna be bad. Mm-hmm. So you better come to the table looking good. Come to the table looking ready, because this next year is gonna be, I feel like it's gonna be like a historic kind of year in 2023, which I'm really excited about. But
I'm hoping with it like that. Sorry to cut you off,
no, continue.
I hope it leads consumers, which are the gamers, to make more informed purchases. Like, we all want to get it first. We all want to get our hands on it and try it and stuff like that. But I think we have the power to drive the way these things play out, the way they release things, whether things are complete or not. And that is us taking accountability and saying, I'm going to hold back until I actually know that this is what it's supposed to be before I spend my money on it. But that would take us as a collective not being so thirsty.
Good luck. Good luck with that one, because there ain't enough towels to wipe off the spit falling out of people's chins right now, because they thirsty out there, man. They thirsty. Anyways, back to the chat real quick. Matt likes games. What's up, brother? We will be playing 2K after this. You already know, bro. We play 2K every night. That's my boy right there. And then Danger Boys, welcome back. It's been a minute, homies. I hope you're doing good. Hope your family's doing good. Good to see you back up here. I appreciate it. And yes, the Mad Queen is here, because that's what he said in the chat. He said, the Mad Queen, question mark, question mark, question mark. Oh, snap.
Hey.
Hey, that's a good brother right there. That's a really good brother. I'm happy to see him back up in here. But like I said, the other half of this question is a dream come true for you within gaming as a whole as well. So we flipping that question over on its head as well.
I'm about to make you mad again, or sad.
There we go. Oh. All right, go on.
Bring back more couch co-op options for games.
See, I see why you said it was gonna make me mad again. I mean, if you would have just said it, I would have probably not even thought of the part where I was mad about it earlier. But you had to warm my mind up to get frustrated.
Had to remind you. Had to
talk about that couch co-op, because I know what you're referring to.
I'm not gonna say it though. We're gonna leave it. We're gonna leave it for y'all to go back and watch to know what I'm talking about.
Oh man!
But no, like I feel like I don't believe it's a hardware or software issue or why they're not putting this piece into more games. I think it is solely them wanting to sell more consoles. They know that if people want to play together, they have to have more than one console in the house. And I feel like that's just greedy and unfair. It's something that you can't replace, especially if you had a household of people that play games, or even just having your friends come over and y'all are just next to each other. That in-person contact, I don't know if any of the younger people know what that is. There was a time where friends came over your house and you'd actually see each other and they'd sit on the couch with you and we'd play together. And I feel like, why would you take that away? I feel like a dream come true would be to see more games that have couch co-op.
You and my boy Mr. Chivalry are like this on that thought, son. Like this. Because when he heard that they got rid of it for that game we will not mention in chat. I don't want to see that. Stop. Hey now. Hey now. Oh, bruh, she done ruined it again. But anyways, that game that I'm not gonna say. Yeah, I mean, when he heard that happened, he was devastated because every single Halo game, other than 5, he sat with his boy and played that through and through because his boy was a PlayStation guy, but he would always go over to his house to run through the Halos with him.
Right.
And so that's super sad that he won't be able to do that now with them, which in return comes back to what you just got done saying. Get your own damn console, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
I feel like that's the only reason, because we see it done with, some games come out that are specifically like that. What do we have? It Takes Two. What is it called? Two Brothers or something like that. Yeah, that was so much fun. I played it with my husband, played it with my kid. You just have options to actually sit down and be with the people you care about, whether it's friends or related, and just enjoy a game. And that is something that can't be replaced, and it's something that a lot of us had gotten really used to just growing up, whether it was passing the controller back and forth or whether it was couch co-op. That's an experience that all of us had, and it's sad to see it go away.
I'm still here to say it, and I've said this on a previous show, whether it was this one or another one, but that elephant part was fucked up, man. You know what I'm talking about, too. I was just like, whoa.
I was like, okay, now y'all doing too much. Like, everything started out, I was shooting the bees with the honey, and we were all good, and what the fuck is this? Because I thought we were having fun. What is this?
Yeah, and Dangerous Voice in the chat says, Mad Queen don't know I am one of her longtime lurkers. I remember when she was playing through the original Final Fantasy VII. So shout out to Danger.
What's going on, Danger?
He lurking.
Remember what I said about the difficult thing about content creation, or whether your live stream is you don't know who's watching you? Well, luckily it seems like it's a good person that was.
Yeah. He's a good bro.
Thank you for watching.
I've actually had him on the show. I want to say like 4 months ago or something like that. Good dude. He was a veteran as well. But gamer, big dude, dope guy though. Really nice individual. Really good individual. A good person to have you watching your content. I'll tell you that.
That's good. It's good
not
to
no
know.
Creepy dude. I'll tell you that much at least. But anyways, and then he goes on to say, or or actually Delilah says, shout out to It Takes Two. And then Danger Voice says TMNT, Shredder's Revenge brought back couch co-op, which, I mean, in a way, it kind of, it definitely helped surge it further forward, right?
Yeah.
Because that game came out, and on the Xbox, I mean, I know on PS5 you can only play up to 4 people, but on the Xbox you can play up to 6 people at a time.
Wow.
And those levels get wild. I've never played with 6 people. I played with 3 or 4 people total, and it was wild. Then I can't imagine adding 2 more people to it, because
6
the more
people sounds insane.
well, the more people, the more enemies. So that screen get to jumping.
Right. Right. Another one that did it and it was pretty fun too was River City Girls. I appreciated that when it came out too.
I never played that. I don't even know what that's about.
It's a beat 'em up, but you know, couch co-op. You can play one of 2 of the girls and the other person can play the other person, and you know, just a regular beat 'em up. It's pretty neat though. But yeah,
was it like Streets of Rage kind of thing?
Yeah, kind of like that.
Okay, that's what's up. All right, well, we're pretty much getting to the bottom of the show. I always ask this for transparency, but do you have any questions for me at all?
Why do you interview gaming content creators and live streamers?
I do that to give people clarity on what's actually going on, because a lot of time when people go to do live streams or they do their shows, or even, you know, your gamer that doesn't even do any content creating, because I talk to them as well too. I just feel like it's good to get the voice of the gamer when they're not busy doing something, right? So when you hop on stream, you're not talking about your life. You're just talking about what's at hand. Yeah, sure, you might be talking about how your day went or how last week went or your month or something like that. But for the most part, you're keeping it to the game specifically. And obviously conversating with those, seeing how they're doing and appeasing, you know, them and whatnot. In this kind of environment, I just want to get behind that. That's why I call it behind them sticks. So you get behind the video game console and really see what kind of like how somebody's mind works, what they think about when they go to buy a game, how they came to become a gamer in the first place, where they think it's going to actually take them, and where they think the industry is going, is more or less what I want to drag out of people, and do it in a comfortable way. And what I mean by comfortable way is I want you, no matter what console, platform, whatever you play with, to have a comfortable space to come through and just spit your bars and not feel like you're going to get attacked by somebody. Maybe the chat might be wild every once in a while, right? But we ain't we talking. You know what I'm saying? It's not, I mean, if someone's getting messy in the chat, you know, I'll handle that. You don't worry about that. You are here to talk about you and your thoughts. And that's why I bring people to a show like this. And I also give them, I do my best to tailor the questions towards what they actually do. So I'll talk to you a certain way because, you know, you do your Twitch thing and whatnot. And I'll talk to somebody that doesn't create content. I'm obviously not going to ask them what it's like to be a content creator. I'm going to ask them, would they ever consider it or something like that? So really, I'm just trying to just dig through, see what people are all like, get past the Twitter drama and all that extra, you know, BS that happens, and just make this strictly for them and the folks watching. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like a tribute. You know, so if anyone ever comes across your channel or something like that, and they're just kind of like, you know, where are you or where'd you come from? You can tell them if you want to, or you could say, hey, I actually did a show with somebody where I talked about all this stuff. If you're kind of curious, if you're interested in me, or if you're interested in knowing more about me, you have a place that you can point to in case you didn't provide one yourself. So that's kind of why I do that.
That's cool.
Yeah, I do my best to try to make it as authentic as possible, and just try to have fun with it, you know, because I mean, there's life is so goddamn serious all the time. Between paying bills, trying to keep your health right, trying not to get sick out here with all this COVID stuff going on and whatnot. I mean, it's a very unpredictable life. So if I can get in and at least meet somebody and, show them off in the best light possible, that's what I'm here to do. Real straightforward like that. But yeah, any other questions? Because I'm here for it.
No, I think that's it. I've kept y'all up late.
Oh, this ain't late for me. This is
really.
Oh,
you just said you about to get off and play 2K. Oh my
you already
gosh.
know. Yep, 2K. Might play some Gears of War because me and my bro Matt are running through all the Gears games. I don't know. It just is what it is. I mean, I obviously got all this stuff that I need to keep playing and whatnot. Wave Race is playing in the background. I didn't even play that last. I just turned that on because that's what my daughter was playing last, and I was like, oh, I haven't actually had this show playing or this game playing in the background before, so fuck it. That's what I did.
That's cool. I try to introduce my daughter to some of the older stuff too. Like, this isn't super old, but I had her playing Sonic Adventures 2 the other day, and
man.
she was getting a little pressed. I'm like, babe, you have to push through. You can't just listen to the soundtrack. It'll make you happy. Don't worry about it.
I mean, I'm a grown man and I get pressed at that.
You're not lying. You're not lying.
There you go, passing it down. Yo, mom and pops was like, here's Lion King, and now and now look at you. Here's Sonic Adventure.
Here's Sonic Adventure 2. Here you go. Enjoy that trauma. You're gonna be thinking about this well into your 30s.
Queen, you're wrong for that.
She'll be all right. Make them tough. Tough.
She made a transfer of energy.
There you go. You're right.
All right. So the very last thing I'm going to have you do is what I have everybody do at the end of the episode. And that is describe gaming in just 3 words.
An emotional roller coaster.
Damn. Smooth with it. You didn't just say fun, exciting, dope. You said emotional roller coaster.
Well, I mean, it is in so many different aspects. I mean, we talked about it from being super pulled in on some emotional tip with Telltale The Walking Dead to being mad as fuck playing a children's Disney game. Being mad as hell. Whoa. Yes. Give me a second, okay? I'm almost done. I have to go put her to bed. It's late. But yeah, an emotional roller coaster for sure. Like, it's just games can make you feel all kinds of ways. And that's why, as I stated earlier, I definitely feel it is one of the great art forms, just like other types of art. So
absolutely. Well, that was wonderful, and this interview was fantastic. I really appreciate your time, Queen. It was definitely a good experience. I hope you had a good experience as well.
Absolutely
being on the
did.
show.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. In chat, you guys were wonderful today. Like I said earlier, those of you that are new, go on ahead and hit that like button. I'd appreciate it a lot. But if you like this type of content, go on ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'd love to see you come back. Get messy in my chat a little bit more in the future if you want. It's all good. It's all love over here. Make sure you guys come back this Thursday. I got an episode with that old man, Sir X-Man, coming through this Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. Thank you so much, everybody. Make sure you have a wonderful, safe night. And just one last time, Queen, going ahead and let everybody know where they can find you. Just in case you don't know, all that information is in the chat, though. But please, go ahead and spit.
I'm ItsMadQueen on almost every platform: Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, you going ahead and take care of your business, because it looks like your daughter needs you to do some
She
things.
pressing me.
Yeah, she pressing. She definitely pressing. And y'all out there in the community, y'all make sure y'all be safe, do what you got to do. And as I always say, it's Ham Solo with TSWS Gaming, reminding you to keep it gaming or keep it moving. Peace out, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Welcome to the Behind Them Sticks podcast, brought to you by TSWS Gaming.
Come and talk to me, Lennard Ray. Come on. Come and talk to me. I just wanna have a conversation. No, I'm not your type of baby. Listen, I'm just saying we can rule the world, just me and you. If you quit playing, won't you take a chance with me and have that conversation? I just wanna have that conversation with you. Come and talk to me. I just wanna have that conversation with you. Look, see we vibing and you know it's true. Baby, what it do? Do for me and I'ma do for you. No doubt about it, boo. See, I'm a Midwest king, looking for myself a queen. Ready to chase a dream with a dope self-esteem. You find it in all I know, and that's for real. You get to shaking that ass on the floor and I see what's real. No disrespect, I just tell it like it is. Do you ever want some kids? What your ultimate goals? Maybe I can help with those. The Mo was broke when he made you a blessing. You looking like a whole buffet and I need some seconds. You say you had promiscuous ways, that was back in the day. I'll be alive, I say I did it, that shit was a phase. So baby, take this journey with me. You can pick the time and place, this nigga isn't picky. Smile on your face, I know the deal. Sign and deliver after seal. I can see it in her eyes, this one right here for real. I just wanna have a conversation. No, I'm not your type of baby, listen, I'm just saying we can rule the world, just me and you. If you quit playing, won't you take a chance with me and have that conversation? I just wanna have that conversation with you. Come and talk, yeah. I just wanna have that conversation with you. Lady, you so far ahead of these others, just like a ship on the horizon. Picking up on your vibe, signal stronger than Verizon. All the thoughts that I've been contemplating, ain't no time for faking or debating. You the one, ain't no mistaking. Look, I see your swag different. Always carry yourself like you ready, you know the mission. I had to know you, I'm tempted. I can see why you timid. Hold up now, baby, listen. Just take that dance with me. I can show you that there's a difference. I'm locked in. I throw away my playaways because you pop in. A shooter always shoot a shot. With you by my side, I guarantee we'll reach the top. I put that on God and then my